Hello, hello, hello. This is Helen Thomas and the CDFM study group. All right, so let me take a couple minutes of your time just to go over the corrective action plan that's discussed in CDFM module 1.3. So once you do your internal controls, you often can identify deficiencies or issues. You try to make the correction. But there are other times when you have audits. That means you have an external organization coming in to evaluate your operation. And sometimes when that happens, they can also, whether it's the DoD Inspector General or the GAO coming in to do the audit, it doesn't matter. They might identify different deficiencies. So a corrective action plan is required if you have a material weakness. A material weakness in your operation often means that it is something that's out of your control. You have placed all the measures, you've put all the measures in place, and it's still a problem, whatever that process is. So once you identify something as a material weakness, you have to put a corrective action plan in place. So the plan is just a process of strategy of things that you're going to do to try to fix the problem. That's the easiest way to explain it. So you identify all your material weaknesses because they got to be captured in your action plan, and it has to be done in a timely manner. Once you have the audit, they identify the deficiencies or your weaknesses, then a corrective action plan needs to be done in a timely manner. So usually within that 30-day process, you need to be working on your CAP. The number one thing you need to do is determine the root cause of the problem, the deficiency. Because again, you can't prevent it if you don't know what caused it. So it may not just be a problem to your organization, it may be a higher root cause. So from your organization, you're trying to determine, is it something that you can correct? So you have to determine that root cause for the deficiency. So you first review the findings from those audits, and you also look at their recommendation in how to correct the deficiency. Then you put your plan in place, your risk mitigation strategy. That is your plan in how you're going to deal with. Once you identify the weakness, it's just like doing a risk assessment. You identify the risk, and then you're going to determine different measures to mitigate the risk. The same thing applies here. You identify the deficiency, and then you're going to put mitigating factors in place. So you're going to come up with your strategy. You perform a cost-benefit analysis because if it's going to cost you money, you want to know how much you need to plan or set aside to do and perform those strategies. So you always got to consider costs because everything costs money. So if it's, again, a material weakness, means it's a big enough problem that you have to report outside of your organization to your higher. So cost-benefit analysis is necessary. And then once you put a plan in place, you need to evaluate your plan. Look at the progress, assess the progress, ensure, okay, are we making strides? Are we mitigating it, or do we need to go back and pick another course of action to fix that deficiency? Or at least to mitigate means you might not be able to eliminate it all the way, but you may be able to reduce some of the instances or issues with that deficiency. And then finally, all material weaknesses that are not fully mitigated, that you couldn't contain it in your organization, must be reported on the annual agency financial report and the performance accountability report, the AFR and the PAR, and those are discussed more in details in CDFM module 1.3. All right, so quick and easy, just wanted to go over the corrective action plan. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube page, please consider subscribing. It motivates YouTube to publicize our YouTube channel so more people can find the CDFM study group YouTube page. So I thank you for stopping by. This is Helen Thomas and the CDFM study group. Have a great day, evening, night. I'll see you guys again next time.